And do you mind if I ask a little bit about your upbringing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay.
My parents are super chill. They were super great.
Yeah.
I was
Where
very
Where did you
fortunate.
grow up?
I grew up in, do you know Wales in the UK?
Vaguely. I mean, I know there's
Yeah,
a place called Wales.
yes, it's one of the countries in the United Kingdom, 3 million population, and I went to a Welsh speaking school. So I would always have to speak Welsh. And if we didn't speak Welsh, we'd get detention or some other kind of punishment. So I would always, and I did all of my schooling and exams up until the age of 18 as I went to university. It was all in Welsh, which I at the time I really didn't like because I felt that I was just dumber because I didn't understand this language as well as I understood English. Although I was speaking it every single day, and I've known both languages as long as I can remember. And they're very different languages, but I just always found that I liked using English more. So that was like a whole thing. I'm just going into too much detail now.
What's too much detail about it?
I guess I'm just explaining the entire intricacies now
I
of
love
Welsh
it.
education.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you had like a Welsh medium school. Is that? Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
everyone speaks Welsh all the time.
and what did you hate about that?
I just hated that it felt that I was being restricted for no reason. At the time, I felt that I could learn more and learn faster in English. For example, we'd learn topics and stuff, and then if I wanted to learn more about it, I would have to try and figure out what it all was in English and then research it in English because there was no Welsh internet at the time.
Is there Welsh
So
internet now?
there is. It's Google, but it's GWGL. It's Welsh Google, but it's terrible. Like you just don't get anything of value because it's a language that's only spoken by 16% of the population. So it's a very it's not dying because it's growing in number, but yeah, it's kind of a not so widely spoken. So it's a bit harder to find stuff about it. And I felt that I was doing worse in school because I just didn't understand the words as well as I understood them in English, and that was very frustrating. But that was really the only like frustrating part of school. The generic yada 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 got bullied a little bit, but it's fine.
And so it sounds like you were sort of being forced to learn in a language that it sounds like you're playing on hard mode. Like you just wanted to learn this
Yeah,
stuff, and people are like, learn
yeah,
it in this language.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because when I'd go home, my dad can't speak Welsh, so we always spoke English at home. So it was always kind of a weird thing, really, where for this set hours of the day, I would learn everything in this language, and then my normal life outside of it was just all in English, and so it was really hard sometimes translating. And I remember distinctly when I went to I did my engineering degree in English, and I was in the class and they were talking about some like really basic concepts. But at the time, I never learned the English words for them, and I remember feeling like, oh my god, this is going to be a lot harder than I realized because now I have to learn all the English words for all the concepts I understood in another language. And that was kind of an interesting moment. But it was looking back on it, I'm very happy that I learned everything in Welsh and I went to a Welsh speaking school because I think something I couldn't appreciate when I was younger is that all the culture is tied to the language, and being able to speak the language allows you to be more in touch with the culture. And I'm very proud of that now, but at the time I absolutely hated it.